Welcome back! We've taken our 10,000 gold from Chapter 8 and spent most of it on new weapons, including Nosferatu, a Javelin, and a couple of bronzes. We also built the prison, allowing us to capture Haitaka and one other prisoner. A lot of people enjoy using Haitaka. He comes with a useful rally, and he has pretty good stats, although he's often eclipsed in his combat roles by Silas and Effie. I like to give myself the option to use him, but I don't actually plan to, so objectively it would have been better to build something other than the prison, like the smithy, or the lottery shop, or especially the mess hall. Even a 1-point speed meal would have saved us quite a few tonics. We had to buy 5 of them just to avoid getting double. But we can live with that. The plan is to enter Fort Dragonfall from 2 different directions, and then the team will unite to engage the enemies in and around Haitaka's chamber, followed by the giant wave of reinforcements that comes pouring out of the stairs. This is going to look messy, but we'll do our best to keep everything under control. While Corrin and Silas head around the south side of the fort to meet up with Nyx, the rest of the team is going to set up in front of the main entrance. Elise can fight the middle spear fighter, the only one who isn't supported by an archer.
Let me help. It'll be fine.
I won't let you down.
You have my support.
Although Arthur has equal support ranks with Elise and Niles, he prefers Elise's dual strikes because their support growth is faster. Elise uses Arthur's dual strike over Odin's for the same reason. Elise has already reached D rank in axes. Access to iron and hand axes will be quite helpful, but she prefers bronze for accuracy. This archer's attack on Arthur is the only reason that he needed a speed tonic. They have the exact same speed, but his hand axe weighs him down. Corrin recruits Nyx, and then he pairs up with her, but not before handing her Odin's Thunder Tome. We're going to have Silas break down the wall at range using his Javelin, and then Nyx will be able to move into the opening and drop Corrin toward the paired up samurai. This maneuver requires Silas to already have D rank in lances. It's possible to have Silas carry Corrin while Nyx destroys the wall, but this method optimizes support points. We want Corrin to make a good amount of progress on his Nyx support so that he can improve her damage and accuracy later on using his personal skill.
How troubling.
You're no match for
At the main entrance, the rest of the team will mow down the guards.
In the name of justice!
If Arthur's stats were a little better, Felicia could take a moment to chip the spear fighter next to Odin. However, our Arthur needs to be healed at some point, and Felicia can save him a vulnerary by doing it now. Or, you know, we could just spend an extra turn to do it later.
The chosen hero arrives!
Okay, let's go.
The bad news here is that Corrin's hit rate is awful, but the good news is that he doesn't have to hit. In fact, it's technically better if he doesn't. We want to have Nyx kill the lead samurai. Paired up enemies provide extra experience, and that kill helps Nyx reach level 11 in time for Chapter 10. At least, it's usually important for that. Invasion 1 is going to play out a little differently with no growths, and one consequence is that Nyx will get more experience there. And of course we know that an extra level won't help Nyx hit stat thresholds anyway, so this doesn't really matter at all. As for Silas, he needs basically half a kill to reach level 10. If Corrin had missed, Silas could get there by weakening the lead samurai for Nyx to kill, and then dual striking for Corrin against the second samurai. At level 10 he learns Shelter, which will be crucial very soon.
Let's make this fun.
What should we do?
I am Fate's accomplice!
Effie really appreciates a lift.
Evil shall not prevail!
Be careful.
Before we dive into the heart of Fort Dragonfall, we need to let the Western squad catch up. In the meantime, Odin will pull one of the archers in Haitaka's room to the southwest corner. We can set up so that he's under both protective auras. Nyx is going to kill the archer that Odin pulls, and she'll do it from the space east of Elise. Corrin's adjacent to that space, so Nyx will earn some support points with him when she does that. But we also want her to start working on her support with Niles. Effie transfers Niles to Elise so that Nyx can take him immediately next turn.
It's team-up time! You are in good hand!
Elise needs to borrow Arthur's hand axe temporarily. I used to buy 2 hand axes, but I recently figured out that I could manage with just one if I made Arthur and Elise pass it back and forth. Odin gets enfeebled. The Shining Bow Archer would murk him if he didn't have a speed tonic.
How very annoying.
As planned, Nyx takes Niles, then kills the archer with her choice of tomes. Fimbulthector works as a backup when Elise misses her dual strike.
Let me help.
The darkness whispers.
Odin is in bad shape. He can't survive another attack with Hitaka dual striking. But that's where Felicia and Silas come in.
Together we shall prevail.
The thing is, we don't want Felicia to be hidden under Silas. We want her out on her own, where she can boost both Odin and Silas using Demoiselle. So Effie grabs the Javelin, then trades Corrin to Silas in exchange for Felicia, and finally drops Felicia to the left. Arthur has another opportunity to give his hand axe to Elise, but if that's already done, it's better if he waits to Nyx's left. If Azura has gained any strength, she can just attack the Samurai Patrolman directly, but we have to be a little bit sneakier. Effie's defense tonic helps her survive the archer. Nyx has to wield fire and not thunder so that she doesn't kill this archer, or else she'll probably die. Odin takes Niles, both to continue that support and also to get a movement boost for later. Normally I would have Nyx attack before Odin, but because Corrin didn't miss the paired up samurai on turn 2, and Silas then needed the full kill experience on the second samurai, Corrin and Nyx got fewer support points than they could have. In the Nyx support count, I want Niles to be first, Corrin second, and Odin third. For Corrin to be second, Nyx now has to avoid Odin. Meanwhile, Elise uses the hand axe to kill a lone spear fighter, clearing the way for Silas to advance a little further. In order for Effie to get this kill, Silas had to use the Iron Lance, not his bronze one, but he won't need that any longer.
I need to get strong. Everything will be fine.
Silas is protected by Corrin's dual guard. Before he kills the wounded spear fighter, Arthur has to take his hand axe back. He uses Effie's support for the kill. That's important since he has tons of points with Elise right now, and these are the first ones he's getting with Effie.
Okay, let's go!
Silas's dual strike secures this kill for Felicia, and her own speed tonic saves her from the samurai and back. Azura must engage the level 5 samurai now. If she stays out of range, he'll run the wrong way. This time, because Effie has recovered from Enfeeble for another turn, Silas's Bronze Lance has done enough. He didn't have to use Iron again. Felicia gets to deal some extra chip damage. This sets up an exact kill for Corrin.
We have no choice.
With 6 movement points, Odin can reach the Shrine Maiden, giving Niles a chance to capture her. If you end up reclassing Elise and the First Servant, and you don't promote Niles to Adventurer, this might be your only healer for a while. Next, Arthur hits the Spear Fighter, but not before taking Odin. Nyx hands her Fire Tome to Elise for Odin to use later, then kills the Samurai. We'll beat the reinforcements by moving southeast, killing the archers on player phase and fighting most of the others on enemy phase. To accomplish that, Elise needs to take the hand axe and iron axe from Arthur, and she also has to drop Odin to the right so that he can reach the archers on his own. This enemy phase is the reason Arthur had to be healed back on turn 2. Without that, he would die to the spear fighter. Usually Silas would be able to double these archers, but without any speed growth at all, he misses the mark. We can make up for that by having Elise take the kill. Silas would be more accurate with a sword, but we want to keep pumping his lance rank, and the lance reduces the amount of damage the samurai can deal to him, making sure they don't see a kill. With Niles as support, Nyx does have enough speed to double archers, and the thunder tome that Corrin brought her gives her enough power to kill. Niles' dual guard keeps her safe. It also gives him a few more experience and support points. For her part, by reaching level 10, Nyx applies both Heartseeker and Malefic Aura to the final archer.
For crying out loud! Whoa.
Felicia weakens that archer using Elise's dual strike. Once again, she ends up in a position where she can protect both Silas and Odin.
Oh!
The darkness whispers.
Odin kills with Nosferatu. Azura steps left to refresh Odin, but first she hands over her vulnerary so that he can top off his HP. Before healing himself, Odin takes the fire tome from Elise and makes sure she's holding her iron axe. There are 2 spear fighters who can reach Elise right now, one with the bolt naginata and one with the steel naginata. If the bolt naginata guy went first, then the 2 attacks combined could kill Elise pretty easily, but he doesn't. The steel naginata guy moves earlier, unless Elise is holding her hand axe, in which case the bolt naginata guy doubles her and sees lethal damage. He has 11 speed, so not even a speed tonic protects Elise from the double attack. When the steel naginata spearman makes his move, the AI first looks for a teammate who cannot attack anyone himself. The only one available is a different spear fighter with a dual naginata, who will end up body blocking the bolt naginata one, so Elise will be safe. Effie and Arthur have a problem because they can't escape all the enemies, and Effie's HP is so low that she dies to any attack. She can solve that just by moving away from the spear fighters and using a vulnerary. With 10 extra HP, the samurai can't kill her, while the iron lance makes her strong enough to kill them. Azura finally rids herself of the samurai who's been chasing her. The samurai reinforcements have duelist's blow, so Elise usually misses her dual strike here. But this time she hit, and with his counterattack, Odin already reaches C rank in tomes. Nyx has to kill the spear fighter closest to Effie. She doesn't have the greatest hit rates for that. With growth, Silas would have killed that first archer by himself last turn, so we would have had an extra action with which to separate Nyx and Niles, making it possible for Niles to help Nyx's accuracy by tag teaming. Or, in this situation, we could just have Niles take this kill. As I said before, I'm trying to be consistent with my usual experience routing, but that will change later anyway, and it doesn't even matter without growths.
I'll do my best.
Elise uses Odin's support to weaken the next spear fighter. The spear fighter who is still at full HP may be either north or west of the bolt naginata one. Silas needs to reach that guy, and in this case he can already do that. But if that spear fighter is north of the bolt naginata one, we have to remove the samurai first. That duty falls to Felicia. Unfortunately, we want Felicia to avoid any more support points with Silas, and in the cases where Elise misses her dual strike on the samurai, as she usually does, Felicia needs somebody's dual strike to kill. So when Silas can't reach the last spear fighter yet, we generally have to move Odin out of the way before Felicia can attack, and unfortunately that means we lose the benefit of Heartseeker. However, in this scenario, we don't have to do that. Effie hits that healthy spear fighter from the southwest with her Javelin, and then Silas can ride over. He'll switch to Corrin. Corrin will take Arthur and switch again, and then Arthur will not only get the kill, but also earn some extra support points with Effie.
Please, accept my help.
I'll handle this miscreant!
Okay, let's go.
Everything will be fine.
Arthur hits level 10. He unlocks Gamble, but fortunately he will never have to attack again on this map. Once the battle is over, he can unequip Gamble and forget about it forever. Felicia eliminates the Samurai. If Elise had missed before, she'd have to hit now. Ideally, Elise would have a bronze axe of her own to make this a little more comfortable. I should explain that we didn't want Felicia to use Silas as support because Silas and Effie are currently in position to unlock a C support, and any further points between Silas and Felicia would mess that up. I didn't figure that out naturally in the course of playing the game. My working memory is good, but it's not that good. I was actually tracking support points turn by turn with a spreadsheet while I was working on a different challenge. Nyx gets another kill. For once, her accuracy is perfect. The next step is to grab the rescue rod from the second chest. That's something only Niles can do. When he opens the chest, he's going to be exposed to both enemies, and that looks like trouble. After the archer attacks Niles, the spearfighter will be able to kill him. One thing that mitigates the issue is that Niles' guard gauge is almost full when Arthur supports him, and therefore the spearfighter's attack would get blocked.
Aw, yeah!
Trust me.
We're going to keep Niles safe in another way, through AI manipulation. When Niles opens the chest, the archer is the only enemy who can attack him, because that archer body blocks the spearfighter. But with his iron bow equipped and Arthur supporting him, Niles is strong enough to one-round that archer. Enemies who have no way to heal will always attack when they can do damage, but they prefer not to die if they can avoid it. So if we give the archer an alternative target behind Niles, one who won't kill on the counterattack, the archer will attack that person instead. He won't move, and that means he'll keep body blocking the spearfighter. Odin is ideal for the job. Even with Niles' dual strike, he shouldn't kill. We want Odin to stay as healthy as possible, so he should use Nosferatu for this, and we'll make sure to cover him with auras again.
All right!
Elise needs some healing too. She and Odin are going to take on Hitaka together very soon. Odin has already reached level 10. In terms of damage output, this level up is worth more than all 4 of his previous ones combined on average. We'll do a bit of maneuvering to set up kills for Effie. She wants to reach level 10 too.
We've got this!
Effie can't reach either of the wounded enemies herself, but she can still get there with the magic of pair-up.
Such are the whims.
Arthur transfers Odin in exchange for Effie. This allows Effie to kill the archer. Hitaka is sitting on a throne, which makes him very hard to hit. Odin's Heartseeker can mitigate that, though, and although Elise must equip a hand axe to counter him from here, her speed tonic prevents him from doubling her. Effie will be able to kill the spearfighter on enemy phase. Nyx just helps her equip a more accurate weapon. Effie has effectively 28 attack with the Javelin against the spearfighter's 27 combined bulk, so the bronze lance will suffice.
Child.
Here we go.
Felicia again covers Odin with Demoiselle, and she also has the option to use Freeze on Hitaka. We'll hold off on that for now. Silas is left with little to do but shelter Azura to help her earn some extra experience. In an emergency, he could assist Effie instead.
I'm with you.
Silas takes Corrin and drops him to the left, where he'll be able to reach the throne and seize it. I think there's a lot of merit to pairing Silas and Azura. If you want to do that, you'd probably want to grind out their first support rank now by shelter singing over and over.
I need to get stronger.
Shall we?
Felicia heals Elise. Most of the time, that will be enough to let Elise attack Hayataka again, but it's not sufficient when Elise has gained 0 bulk, although we could have spent a tonic in Elise to make that possible. Keep in mind that the damage you see from Hayataka is boosted by 3 on player phase because of Stronger Post.
We can do this.
Felicia's second task is to use Freeze. If she hits, that will make this kidnapping operation pretty safe. We need someone to weaken Hayataka further, and we also want Effie to earn a few more support points with Elise. We can accomplish those 2 goals simultaneously with some shelter singing.
On my honor as a knight.
Keep your eyes on me.
Such are the whims of fate!
Check out my skills.
So exciting!
Odin survives this as long as he hits, since Nosferatu will heal him before Hayataka counters. Ideally, he's using fire instead, but that's just not an option when he hasn't gained any stats in 5 levels.
Let's do this!
If they both had the HP for it, Elise could weaken Hayataka from the northwest. Instead, she merely moves aside, allowing Niles to step in, take Arthur, and commit another kidnapping.
This should be quick.
Niles finally joins the level 10 club, which now includes every single character except our 2 pure support units, Azura and Felicia. We're in very good shape, or at least we would be if we weren't stuck in this cursed realm of 0 growths. As it stands, many of our units still need to reach important weapon rank milestones that will allow them to hit their attack benchmarks in Chapter 10. Luckily, we still have 2 more maps to train on before we get there. Next up is Paralog 1, where we will recruit Mozu, the level 1 trainee character. And train her we will, so that one day soon, she will achieve ultimate glory. Subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to follow her entire journey.